Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all staying safe, happy, and healthy in these unprecedented times. Today we're going to be talking about the bass clef. So the symbol that you see on your screen is the bass clef. Bass clef is primarily used by instruments that play in the lower range, and there's a lot of instruments that play in bass clef, but the ones that we're going to be focusing on for band are going to be bassoon, trombone, euphonium, and tuba. So this is what the bass clef looks like when it's placed on the staff. The little curly Q is right on this line, swooping over the top line and extending down to just below the bottom line. And the most noteworthy thing about this is that the two dots are over and under the second line from the top. Now I know that we have already learned our lines and spaces from the staff video, but I thought that this would be a good opportunity to review. So we should remember that when we are counting lines and spaces, we go from the bottom up. So this is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. Space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. So following that logic, this line, where this question mark is, that is encircled by the two dots, is going to be line 4. Now, in bass clef, the notes that correspond to these lines are G, B, D, F, and A. A helpful way to remember this is good burritos don't fall apart. Again, remembering that we are always looking at the notes from bottom to top. Good burritos don't fall apart. And once again, this is just a refresher on our line numbers. So if the two dots are indicating line 4, that means that they are also indicating note name F. So if you can't remember good burritos don't fall apart, maybe you can remember F is the line that is between the two dots. So if G, B, D, F, and A are on our lines, then it makes sense that A, C, E, and G are in our spaces. So one way that you can try to remember A, C, E, G is by remembering the phrase, all cows eat granola. So space 1 is A, space 2 is C, space 3 is E, space 4 is G. And this is just what I was talking about earlier. If you have a hard time remembering good burritos don't fall apart or all cows eat granola, you can remember that the two dots indicate line 4, which is home to note name F. This is also why the bass clef is known as F clef. So just for a quick vocabulary review, a clef is a symbol that appears at the beginning of a staff and assigns letter names to the notes within it. Bass clef is the clef that is read by instruments in the lower range. The dots go over and under line 4 in the staff. And F clef is another name for bass clef, as the symbol surrounds the fourth line home to note name F. And just as a summary, the bass clef is the setting from which certain instruments, like bassoon and tuba, read their music. Some essential details about the bass clef are that it is placed at the beginning of the staff. We read our notes from bottom to top. So on the lines, that would be G, B, D, F, A, or good burritos don't fall apart. And the notes in the space are A, C, E, G, or all cows eat granola. So the next thing you should do is practice marking note names on the lines and in the spaces on the bass clef. Once you're comfortable naming the notes, try marking the same note names from memory. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Here's some contact information. We're always here to help. Thanks for watching.